Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Let's see what happens if we're all in the same sheet of music, how we can work as a team. Okay. See, when I talk about team today, I'm talking about all of us. I'm certainly talking about the people on stage and our colleagues, but I'm speaking of all of you because there's no we without you. We tell you frequently, if you see something, say something. Well, the rest of that mantra is, we will do something. We recognize and understand, as is the Department of Public Safety, that there are some members of our community that have been psychologically and emotionally affected by the various systems and processes as they attempt to navigate the waters of the college education. Sometimes these waters, as Dr. Brown explained, can be rough. Keeping up with this analogy, I'll say that sometimes they get seasick, and in some cases we can even say they've been traumatized. I'll go a step further and say that the disruption that occurs in your lives is very difficult to understand or empathize unless you've been through the experience yourself. And as a sidebar, I want to mention, don't forget about us and each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to be mindful of how we talk to each other. Be mindful of your coworkers, your colleagues, and your friends. We try to do this, we remain constantly mindful of this with the Department of Public Safety, and we're interacting with our customers. This is part of our customer service we provide. We put the unity in community. We at the Department of Public Safety use a team approach, as Dr. Boykin just described, to make the best use of our internal resources. Frequently, the Department of Public Safety is the student's first contact with the system, so to speak. And that's because somebody has probably misbehaved. Their behavior has been inappropriate. So we're going to have to address the behavior. But then we want to find out why they're behaving in such a manner, as Dr. Brown referenced and explained many of the reasons that can occur. If all you have in your toolbox is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Well, this is Home Depot here. This is Lowe's. This is Snap-on tools here. The Anne Arundel Community College has all the tools that you can imagine. We just sometimes forget we have them. We have them, we need to use them. And that's why I say we're all in this together. I mean, you might call us to your classroom or to your building or wherever you're working, and we're going to address the problem. Once we resolve the problem, we're going to probably, if it's a student, we'll make a referral to the Director of Community Standards, which falls under Dr. Boykin's side. That's Eric Hunter, Mr. Eric Hunter. And they say that it's not your aptitude, but your attitude that determines your altitude. Well, sometimes our students need an attitude adjustment, and not just necessarily punishment, but they need some kind of counseling, which we can make another referral. We'll assess the problems and make the proper referrals, and that's what we do. And as noted before, there are many mental health consumers on campus. And usually when I say there are many mental health consumers on campus, I follow it up by saying they're not wearing signs. But that's not true. We are trained, and we must train ourselves and train each other to be mindful and recognize these signs, because we have the tools to deal with them. And once we recognize the signs, we can employ the proper tools. We also work very closely with Dr. Deidre Denny, the Chief Diversity Officer. We are very sensitive to and responsive to incidents of bias and incidents that are racial or religious or ethnic in nature. The college utilizes a reporting system that can be accessed at the bottom of the AACC website. Not the internet, well, also on the internet, but on the internet, there's a link that says report an incident. You can report sexual misconduct, relationship violence, interpersonal violence, sexual harassment, bias, anything you need to report, you can report there, as well as if you want to just call us directly at 1818. We also enjoy a very good relationship with outside partners off campus, but at the moment, this is about us, AACC. You know me, I drive an LTD. Oh, that's something else.